welcome to the StudioDork Podcast episode 38. My name is Gary, and also with me is
Cameron.
And get ready to listen to us now.
This is a sexy show. That's what's
This is a sexy show.
Gary's laying in bed, and I'm sitting at his desk, and that's how we're going to do this.
Yes.
There's a party going on outside.
Is there? I think that is.
I think that is. I'm not really sure. I feel like we live in a dorm room now. It's weird. It's okay. It's cool.
We're like college animals.
Yeah, all of a sudden. But yeah.
And it's pretty hot today.
It's a really nice day.
It's nice.
Really nice Saturday.
Maybe go hiking or something after the show, take some pictures.
Maybe hiking down to the Apple Store so you can go use the new retina display.
Real hiking without dropping cameras inside of water.
Yeah, it's probably a good move. Probably not to do that with your new, did you get 7D?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit? Since you talked about how you were going to get it.
Yeah, I got it.
So you got it?
Yep.
Have you really used it much?
I haven't used it too much yet.
Okay.
But I will use it.
Yeah?
Eventually. In the future.
So we're going to go down to the Apple Store and you're going to use... you're going to use it to take pictures of the new retina display.
No, actually I'm probably going to take some pictures with it, for some of our future textures.
Mm-hmm.
Get some of that stuff, and they'll be way high res now, because 18 megapixels.
Yeah.
They'll be really, really huge files. So that should be cool. And I tried it with I had this fairly long lens.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't working with my other camera, but still doesn't work with this one either. Like, it has focusing issues. So I think it's the lens itself, so that kind of sucks. I wanted that lens to work, too.
You can't do anything about that, right?
Maybe I could take the lens to a camera shop and see if they could take a look at it, possibly. But I was reading reviews, and other people mentioned they were having issues with it, too.
Oh, okay. That's a bummer.
It doesn't have a stabilizer in it, either. Do you know if your camera has stabilizer in your lens?
I don't think it does, to be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure what stabilizer is, but I'm basing it off of like all the stabilizing technology and all the new cameras, like those point and shoots. So I'm assuming it's something like that, right?
So like some lenses have stabilizers and some of them don't. It's a good thing to have. It's like inside the lens there's different parts of the glass. I think it's one of the last components, and what it does is when you have the stabilizer on in your lens, it obviously it makes sure you have for your natural hand movements when you're taking the pictures, and it just makes it so it's not blurry. You lose a little bit of the blurriness.
Oh, okay. Even though
if you're shooting already like 1/25th or whatever a second, like or some fast shutter speeds, you can still get, especially if it's from like far away, you can get like a little blurriness, and that supposedly helps out with that. And usually it's best to turn the stabilization off when it's on a tripod.
Oh, okay. Oh. That's what I heard, something like that. Oh, that's cool. Did you learn that from your friend that you sat down with?
No, I was reading
reviews.
Reading things about cameras in general, and there's some tutorials on lynda.com as well for camera, for lenses and stuff too. So that's pretty interesting. Also, this camera also records video or whatever. They pretty much all do that, so it's nothing like too special. But so when you record video, also you want to not, on this particular camera, you want to not have your stabilization on in your lens.
Oh, okay.
Because it actually has like a little noise. You can like hear it as it's moving and stuff when you have stabilization on.
Oh, okay.
And the speaker is the microphone is right by it, so you can hear it recording.
Oh, okay.
So it's better to turn that off.
Oh, that's actually a good pro tip. It's like you know about cameras all of a sudden. What's going on here? Getting all crazy and stuff?
Anybody can just know stuff, just read online.
Oh, yeah? The internet is always right?
Always.
Always. Okay. I mean, something that came out on the internet this week that we know is definitely right is the Apple keynote this week. That is
totally wrong.
It could be right and wrong.
You didn't even hit the record button on the camera?
On the camera? Yeah, definitely. That is my camera now.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does a little bit. So, Apple keynote, WWDC, Worldwide Developers Conference in San Francisco happened this week.
You said 3 W's.
I said 2.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, but if I cut it, I'll just cut one W out. Don't even worry, it's fine.
Definitely.
But yeah, so we got to see a lot of cool new stuff this year. We didn't get to see a new iPhone. We're just going to put that up front, unfortunately.
Yeah, no new iPhone coming out yet. Or no information about that, at least.
No, but there's a lot of talk. There's been a lot of talk before the show about retina displays. And now it's all come to fruition. And it looks pretty amazing. Yeah,
it looks crazy amazing.
I'm going to jump right in there. That's what we're doing.
Feel free. It's a free condo.
It's a free podcast. It's fine. This is a mansion, by the way. It's a free mansion.
But it's a condo mansion.
Yeah, of course. A condo mansion? I don't know. But yeah, so the new MacBook Pro now has a Retina display on it.
It does.
And I haven't actually messed with one yet. We're talking about going to the Apple Store after this to maybe mess with one.
Maybe after the hike.
Yeah, the hike to the Apple Store and then the hike back. But yeah, it looks amazing, pretty much. And we've heard...
So thin, too.
Yeah.
It's like almost as thin as the MacBook Air, a little bit thicker.
Yeah, and it has so much power in it now.
Very, very powerful.
It's really insane to think that they're still upping the power and decreasing the size.
Keeping the battery at the same level as it was. So it's still about 7-8 hours, obviously depending on what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still pretty much one of the best batteries in the market for laptops.
You know what's funny too is like I saw a commercial. Have you seen the commercial for the new MacBook Pro? It's kind of an odd commercial for Apple.
It's different.
And I was thinking about it because I was like, oh, I don't really like that. But I started thinking about what we were talking about the other day about on the last episode we talked about how they're changing the ways that they're doing their marketing and how Steve Jobs would probably be rolling in his grave over it and stuff like that. And then I started thinking, I was like, isn't that the point though, right? That's the point of them changing, is that they can't be a stagnant company, and I think we always want them to be stagnant and kind of do what we like, but that commercial wasn't a bad commercial, it was good, it just was something that was jarring, and my first reaction was to be like, ugh, that's gross, that's not Apple, but I think it might be a good thing. Like,
I think that it was in a dark background too, right?
Yeah, that's what was a little odd,
usually
right?
They do it in a white background.
But it made sense, right? Because it was, the whole thing was to display that new Retina display, to show off what it could do, and
which looks better on black.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I think that commercial changed my mind, kind of. I think their marketing might be good. It's definitely going to sell some products, but I don't think that it's actually... I think that most of the early adopters of this, it's going to be us, basically, right? It's going to be a lot of like people that already are big Apple fans. I don't know if that commercial really sell to... New people, yeah. But it's so early. I think Retina displays, it's early. It's an early technology, and I think it's going to get really... awesome once they start. I don't know if they'll ever implement it into large TVs, but I read an article today that basically talked about the Retina display and how it looks on a larger screen and how much more.
What does it actually mean?
Retina display? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest.
So why did they call it that?
A Retina display? I think it has something to do with the amount of pixels, right? And your Retina has so many cones and stuff in it.
Has to do with like your eyeballs?
I think it has something to do with that. I could be completely wrong, but I think it has something to do with that. I mean, that's what the whole talking point is that now you're at like 300 DPI or something on a screen, which is like kind of insane, right?
And it's, the pictures are so small you wouldn't even see the pixels at that ratio.
Yeah, and we saw, they said Adobe is creating a version of, is it of Creative Suite or just of Photoshop?
Just Photoshop, I believe, for now.
Just to utilize the Retina display, which is...
There's only a couple companies that are doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And, Adobe Photoshop is one of them.
I mean,
Aperture and I think Final Cut.
Yeah, because Final Cut now you can see fully, like, basically high res.
Yeah, you can see an entire HD. Right? That's one of the main things that they show in the commercial and that they talked about, is they show you can be cutting a movie and have it not zoomed in or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You can have it completely, you're watching the whole thing at 1920 by 1080, and you still see the windows and all that stuff to be able to control all the features there.
Yeah.
Like to be able to cut the scenes and all that stuff. Just on one screen, which is pretty cool.
So it's a huge leap forward. For technology in general, not just for Apple. I think that we're probably going to see in the next couple of years coming. People are going to try it in TVs. I'm sure that Apple probably has a desktop monitor probably coming out as well to go with their new Mac Pro, which they didn't talk about the Mac Pro really at the show, but they did announce.
Yeah, the Mac Pro they didn't talk about it, but if you go to their site and you look at it, you can see that they have new stuff that came out on that side too.
I bet you it's because they don't sell many of those. I think those are very specific. I don't think that people are actually buying those as much as laptops. And
as well as that, I also noticed that they're not going to have the 17-inch laptops anymore.
Really?
I mean, I think they still have them, but they have the old ones. The two MacBook Pro 13 and 15 came out, and the new things were just 13 and 15.
Really?
I didn't notice on 17 unless I misseen.
I'm wondering if they're thinking that now that the Retina display displays so much that you can have a really high resolution, that having a large screen is almost not necessary.
That would be the exact reason why you wouldn't need that anymore.
Also, it's a netbook future is what we're in. We're not in... desktops are not as needed anymore. laptops, larger screens for designers maybe, but I feel like I bought my mom a MacBook Air, we talked about that, and she wanted the smallest screen possible. And I thought that was weird, but then my sister went and bought a netbook, and she wanted the smallest possible. And I'm realizing more and more that I think people just want it small and compact. They don't really care if the screen size is too large, you know?
Yeah, even my laptop, I have a 17-inch MacBook Pro, and I would like it to be smaller.
Yeah, see, so it just seems weird, right? Because if you look on the other end of the spectrum...
What size is your laptop?
I think I have the 15-inch. But if you look on the other side of the spectrum, TVs, they still are going giant, right? So, do you think Retina display will change the TV market and make it?
No, see, that's different because that you actually want it to be the size. The thing with TV is that a lot of people are watching stuff on their portable devices as well, like iPhones, iPads, on laptops and stuff.
Yeah.
So there you can control the size of your stuff just by putting it closer and farther from your eyes. And it makes the TV like a 70-inch if you put it right by your face.
Yeah.
Or you can have it a 20-inch if you put it away. So that you control. But a TV that's like standing, so you can't really control that because usually you sit on the couch or wherever and it's just one size.
So at that point, that makes me... I think I've asked this question before, but Retina displays, do you think we'll see them in TVs though? Because
Yeah, we might, but only for the quality. Like you'll be like even better looking than before, I guess. You might see them on TVs.
Because I mean, Retina display, what we know is that it brings out like a lot more contrast and detail, right? So that's the one thing in TVs that people always talk about is the contrast of the blacks, right? Something like that in TVs. But for like a 100-inch screen TV, which that's going to come eventually, right? Because we're already pushing like 70, 80 eventually. So Retina displays, I don't think that
There's probably 100-inch TVs that exist already.
Yeah.
But they're not like normal things that you see at Best Buy or whatever.
Yeah, so the Retina display, though, my point was saying that Retina displays, I don't think they're... To me, I don't know if they're necessary for larger screen TVs, but for smaller screen TVs, it could be like 30 inches and below maybe. Those could be utilized because that might be something that if you're projecting a larger resolution, you might get more detail out of it versus a larger TV, which you don't need to be as close to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just was thinking about that because especially with Apple, the rumor that they're coming out with a television, do you think that will be a Retina display TV, and do you think that it will be something in the 60
I think it will
range?
not be a Retina display at first.
Okay.
So, because, they usually, I don't think they come out with their best products possible that they have.
No, yeah.
They usually come out with their second or third best, and then the year after, and then they come out with the next version. So they're always prepared for maybe a year or two forward, something like that. Because I noticed a lot of stuff that they're coming out with, like in iOS 6, for example, it's stuff that could have easily existed already in the last version, but if you would have came out with everything in that version, then you wouldn't have had anything new to come out with, so...
Yeah.
Similar concept.
Yeah, that brings up a good point of another thing that they showed at the show when we'll get into iPhone now, with iOS versus their hardware.
Don't act all like leaderish and stuff.
I just have a topic, so I'm going to do it, so... but yeah, so they actually talked about their mapping system, something new that they're doing. And we had talked about that last week or something, where like the Apple actually has a mapping system, but it wasn't as detail oriented as Google's, obviously, because Google has had the years to really, they made some like vow a long time ago that they wanted to basically photograph and map out all of the roads of the world, essentially, right? So with this new mapping system, supposedly from an article I read, they've been working on this for about 3 years, and they just kind of let the map app on their phone just die because they don't want to deal with Google anymore because those are two huge tech giants, and they just don't want to deal with them anymore. They would rather just have their own internal stuff, which is smart. What do you think of the map system so far?
So, the way that Google works, we might have talked about this in the past, is when you're looking something up, whether it's from Firefox or, I believe, Safari as well, and you're using like a Google search on the right side, and you look up, say you want to buy some underwear, and you look them up on Google, and it finds like a local underwear shop, then you should get...
They have those.
Yeah. Then you get, there's like a commission that I think gets paid to Firefox in that situation. So you're using Firefox as a browser, you put in a word, underwear, whatever, and you look for underwear, and then from that keyword, Firefox makes like a percentage of a penny or whatever. So you make some kind of money for that. So Google Maps existing on the phone, and you're looking something up and you're finding stuff, it's like Google would be paying Apple
You mean, but yeah, I hear what you're saying.
And now they're like eliminating that, so I don't know. But I could be wrong, but that's how I understood it logically. But it always is better to have your own products. So this is going to be Apple's own 100% their own product, right?
Well, to your point, so I was in this article. They detailed out the problems that Apple's facing with deciding to get rid of Google Maps. And one of the main problems is that, I guess, I never knew this, but all those maps that like Google has, everything that's mapped out, they actually had to buy licensing for those maps. So they've invested billions of dollars in licensing out all these maps, right? And they have about 26 million miles over the entire world that they have licensed and mapped out over 187 countries. And Apple didn't want to pay out all the licensing for that, so instead they partnered up with a company.
Mm-hmm.
You've probably heard of them, TomTom.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I've read, TomTom is the lowest form of navigation, on the higher end navigation of all of, like, basically, because Microsoft, okay, so the company, what's the other company? There's another company that is owned by Nokia, and they're the next one above TomTom. But Nokia is owned by Microsoft, so Microsoft automatically gets them. So Apple had to go to TomTom. Unfortunately, it was just a game of numbers, essentially. And so TomTom, the biggest issue is they only have 22.4 million miles now of navigable road over 109 countries mapped, like, that they have licensed. Why are you laughing? Because we're talking about maps?
Because Jerry. Tom and Jerry.
So stupid. Oh my gosh. Alright, but anyways, so what they're basically saying is, the one cool thing though, is, we said this is going to kill Waze?
Yeah.
It's not going to kill Waze. Because TomTom is only providing the maps and all the licensing for that. Apple's actually partnered up with Waze, and Waze is going to do all the crowd control and...
probably the social side as well, because Waze had all this integration with social media.
Right now it only says that they're going to utilize live traffic feeds and crowd control functionality. That doesn't sound like it's going to be sharing in the social type thing, but it may be down the road.
Waze uses Google. It goes back in a circle. I think Waze uses Google stuff.
But I think they're using their technology. So Waze has some technology that I think they're using Google for the licensing is what Waze is doing. It has something to do with that. I don't know.
I think it's connected back to Google again.
It's very convoluted. I know it is. I think
don't use crazy words, man. This is a family room.
I know. But anyway, so I just thought that was rather interesting that it looks like it's their own app, but really Apple just partnered up with people, and then they're giving them a space to do it, which is smart from a business standpoint. But Apple has all that money. Why can't they just kind of?
Some of the money they have is ours. It used to be ours.
Oh, it used to be ours. Okay, that's a little better. I thought you were about to pull some like political thing, like they're the 99 or the 1%, we're the 99%. That's our money. They need to pay taxes or something.
Yeah.
You're gonna get all crazy and stuff. Occupy.
Yeah.
Yeah, California, Los Angeles.
What was that movie with the guy with the mask?
The Mask.
No, where it was. No, this guy who was like burned or something.
Burned?
It was like a political thing, and the girl was in it, and she was like doing stuff.
What? Doesn't make any sense. Okay, who's?
No, because he said occupy.
Who are the actors in it?
No, I gotta bring the dumb in the podcast.
I know. It was getting too smart.
People were getting bored.
Yeah, of course.
We're telling them too many knowledgeable stuff.
I know. And all we're really doing is reading articles, someone else's ideas.
But we're adding our opinions on it,
yeah,
so
exactly.
That's the value, our opinion.
That's the value. Totally the value.
It's like a white mask, and he has a mustache, and there's like a thing. Because you said Occupy, political thing.
Oh, you're talking about V for Vendetta.
Yeah. I never saw that movie. I just saw parts of it and stuff.
What's wrong with you?
It's a good one, right?
What type of person are you?
I need to hang myself.
No, I don't know what hang yourself. I mean, hang yourself with your iPhone.
No, I would hang myself, but where I'm hanging from would not be that far away from the ground, so I could just stand.
Okay. That's unfortunate. But anyways.
Hey, so I ordered a drink the other day.
Yeah.
On the rocks, but without ice. It was weird.
Alright, is that a true story or is that a joke? Because that was a terrible joke and a terrible story.
I'm letting you use the the crickets things.
Oh, no. I don't know. We'll see.
You're not going to use them?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. You derailed me too much. Okay.
70 different topics in 1 second.
So we're talking about the mapping system. So the mapping system's cool. And are you going to try and use it, or are you going to still stick with Waze? Because I think Waze will still be around.
Oh, I'm going to definitely I'm going to have all of them.
I know, but do you think, from what you've seen so far, are you intrigued to try and use Apple's thing? Yeah. Is it just because it's Apple, or because you think that it will be?
No, I liked it. It looked interesting how they had the 3D. When the demo, they showed like the buildings and you can go around them, and it's all like it's like a 3D map. Yeah. That part I liked very much, actually.
Yeah.
It had like a futuristic feeling.
All right.
To it.
That's good.
And I like how when you search for stuff, it gives you 3 alternative. In the beginning, like you can go this way, this way, or this way. Pick.
Oh,
and it also feels like it's integrated. So it's already in the map.
Yeah.
So sometimes when I use Waze, I would use Google Maps to search it, and then I would get the right thing, and then so I would use multiple things in one. Here it would just be like one thing, which I like.
Okay.
I think we haven't used it yet, but just from the looks of things.
All right, well that's good, man. I think I might try it. I still am more of a fan of Waze, but it might be cool to hear Siri tell me where to go. Do you think that they'll ever come out with a girl or a guy version of Siri?
Yeah. I think they're going to eventually have multiple different voices for Siri, because it would be such an easy thing to do that.
That's true, and they could probably sell it for pretty cheap too, like 99 cents.
I think it would just be included. I don't know. Because
on
the how they have it on the operating system, they have all these different voices.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Same kind of thing.
But another thing that's been integrated is Facebook integration, which we knew was coming for a long time.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I mean, the main thing about that I think would be cool is that it won't kick you out of Facebook if you're logged in already. Have you ever had that on Path where it just kicks your Facebook login out?
I never had that happen before.
Or maybe I just use Path.
Oh, okay, that happens when you update your Path. That's what.
Oh, yeah.
It probably happened when you update your Path, you have to redo it.
No. This happens all the time to me.
Okay.
Like, it's like randomly it will just like do it. And supposedly this fixes it, from what I've heard. And then another thing...
Bad Luck Chuck?
Bad Luck Chuck? I don't know what's going on. I'm so confused.
Me too.
Okay, cool. Another thing that was added was a shared photo stream now, which I don't remember what that was about. I'm just kind of going through this list, but now I don't know.
Oh yeah, the shared photo stream, that's where, so like, you know how you take a picture and it adds it to your iCloud?
Yeah.
Or whatever? I could share that with you as well, so I could share my pictures
with you.
And only specific pictures. So it makes sense to have that. That's a good idea. So it's such an easy thing that could have been already existing, but like I said, they intentionally keep this stuff.
It might not have been ready either, too. They might have just had it sit in the oven, kind of, to like make sure stuff worked. So another thing that works, another thing that was integrated too is Passbook. Did you see Passbook?
That is so cool.
It's pretty cool. I just don't know if I'd use it.
It will be used.
Yeah, you're just telling me it's coming to use it no matter what.
It's a pretty cool thing.
Okay, I
see that being used a lot.
I could see it I just don't feel like I have enough tickets, but maybe if I start traveling more, maybe. It also shows the Apple Store in this, actually. Oh, maybe if you have an appointment at the Apple Store, it gets put in your Passbook? Okay.
Possibly.
Okay. That's actually kind of cool, actually, because they have Target in here, too. Because I could see it being used
and those are the company.
Fandango.
Those are the beta company. Those are the ones that they're just practicing. Eventually, it's going to be a lot of different.
Yeah, so it's basically turning your phone into a wallet, essentially. Because they have the Starbucks app, or the Starbucks one as well, where you can pay for...
It totally makes sense. Like right now, there's a thing like Chipotle has an app, right? And you go in there and you can pay it, and then you just go to Chipotle and pick it up. But then you'll feel bad because there's a big line of people are waiting, and then you just go and you cut everybody and get your food instantaneously.
Yeah.
But instead of going to a Chipotle app and going to Domino's Pizza app and going to all these different places, opening all these different apps, it's just kind of in one place, which I think makes sense. It really does.
Yeah, it does, definitely.
And it's a really nice design how they did that app. The application. Where it just looks like things are behind each other and stuff. You roll through it.
It is really, really nice. But we know Apple is just...
They're pretty good at UI.
They're really good at UI.
And UX.
Yeah, definitely. User interface and user experience.
Translation!
Totally.
Not saying in Spanish.
Translación?
No, UX and UI.
Oh. I have no idea.
Oui and oops.
Oh, okay. I was going to do that, but I was like, oh, no, I'll let you do it.
Okay.
Another thing that they brought up was FaceTime. FaceTime now, not a huge deal, but it's kind of a big deal. That's the one thing that other companies have had over is that FaceTime couldn't be used over 3G or 4G LTE or whatever. Now it can be, so that's cool, you know.
And I think a little bit of evidence doing that is showing that you're going to get... The reason they didn't do that because It will use a lot of internet or a lot of your internet, but maybe not, and it's not maybe fast enough on a 3G network even. But now that's showing evidence that the 4G network might come.
It's taking over.
Probably to the next iPhone.
Yeah.
Actually, does 4G exist on Verizon iPhones?
You know, it does, but I don't think it's true 4G. I think it's like a back end upgrade, but I think I heard that it's not actually. 4G actually is on iPad 3. I know that for sure. 4G LTE is built in, but I don't think it's built into the 4S on Verizon. But I know that Sprint hasn't gotten it.
Is Siri's coming to iPads?
Yeah.
Just not ours.
Yeah, that's the one downside.
It's coming to iPad 3 and iPad 2, but not iPad.
And also iPod Touch 3rd generation.
Yeah. 4th, right?
Yeah, 3rd generation is being left out, so 4th.
Okay.
So... Okay, so another thing was they added a bunch of features to the phone now, to the actual phone app inside of it. So now answering calls, there's a bunch of cool things.
Very cool things. Extremely cool things.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's like things that have been on other phones, but it's something that we've never had for iOS. And basically, so you get a call, and if you're busy, you can reply with a message. So you just text them and then tell them you're going to call them later.
Yeah, instead of hitting the decline button, you just say, "Hey, I'm busy right now," and it sends them a text, like instantly, instead of answering your phone.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
And then you can also set up a reminder.
Yep, that is amazing.
And a geo
that is amazing. That geo reminder thing is amazing because so the phone will know, like, so you remind yourself, and as soon as you move, like 10 feet away from wherever you're at or whatever, it'll tell you, instead of saying, like, when I get home, remind me, instead of doing that, it does it as soon as you move out of there.
Well, actually,
crazy.
I don't know if it's the 10 feet thing.
I don't know, whatever, like a certain distance.
How geofencing works is, like, I know in my phone, I've used it for Surrey before. So what I'll do is I have in the system, our address for our home is there, and then my work address is there. So then I can just say, like, hey, when I'm leaving work, remind me to call this person. And that will basically set up a geofence around that address. So then when I pass it, so this is more of like on a broader scale, but it's still cool.
When you leave the office or whatever, it'll remind you, hey, call mom.
Yeah, and but it is definitely for the future. We could see something more precise, closer. Where it's like, this is my office. This is the actual latitude longitude for it. It is really cool. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
because how many situations do we have when somebody calls us and we can't really talk to them?
Yeah, like you're in a meeting or something, and you're just like, oh, okay. Like,
so, and then you forget to text them too because you're kind of like busy.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense. It combines like 3 things in one, because normally you would have to hit the decline button, then open your text message, then send them a text, then send your text, then here it just does it all there. Totally makes sense. I like it.
Yeah, and then another thing that they added on that too is you can actually have built-in responses. So you can pull up a thing, and basically you can't talk now, so then there's like responses like, oh, I'll call you later, or what's up, or basically...
Yeah, and you can also add custom responses as well to that.
Yeah.
So you have the built-in responses that has like 4 or 5 whatever different things, like little generic things.
Yeah.
And then it has custom ones that you can add like little quick texts. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
So it is, it's really cool. Do you remember what they updated for the mail app? Because I'm reading something about it. Yeah. Okay, go for it.
It's funny how I remember this stuff for some reason so easily.
I know.
Because I just saw the thing, but I can't remember like other stuff.
Well, because I know this is like your thing, mail, because we brought up multiple mail clients.
Okay, the mail thing is really, really cool. I like it so much. So whenever you get emails from people, everything gets kind of just like in one thing. You go to your mail and you check, but stuff, it gets lost. Like if I get an email from you, that might be more important for me to see than if I get an email from like 1-800-Flowers, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's VIP, right?
Exactly. There's a thing in there you can do, and you set VIP to specific emails or specific people. So say I get an email from my mom, or I get an email from you, or I get an email from somebody. I'll get the email like regular, but as well I'll get it on my lock screen of my phone, and it'll show that email like a text message, like a 3 or 4 lines of the email, which is so cool.
That is super cool. Yeah, it's showing that the phone, Apple is really because originally when they came out with these, they were trying to cater towards business people, right? So now it's showing even more that they're still trying to cater to that as well as cater to the common man. with the other stuff that's
a lot of
going
business
on.
people use BlackBerries. They still see though, right?
Which is funny, yeah. I do. I think it's because...
They have buttons.
Well, not only that, but also because I think it has something to do with the iPhone is still seen kind of as a toy. In the sense that you can have games and other stuff on it, and so it's almost still feels like a time waster, which is unfortunate because it is such a good business.
It's true though, it could be very distracting to life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so... but also with Mail, another thing that you probably know but you just didn't mention was basically they also added in a feature for adding photos and video to it quicker. It's like a couple taps instead of having to go through the process that you used to have to go through.
Yeah.
And then another thing is Safari. Do you remember what they did with Safari on iOS?
Is this a test?
No, I can bring it up. I can talk
no,
about it.
I think they had the bookmark.
Yeah, iCloud tabs.
Yeah, so everything gets saved right on your stuff, and then if you, this only works with Safari though.
Mm-hmm.
So like whatever you bookmark something in your phone, you'll have the bookmark saved on your, when you get home on your desktop and all that stuff too.
It even goes one further. Any windows you have open on both, you can click the iCloud button and it will show what was open last, and you can actually just open it that way, which is really cool. I dig that a lot.
But I don't use Safari on my desktop normally because I use Chrome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't either, unfortunately. Another cool thing is now landscape is full screen landscape, which is kind of cool, I guess.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah, just with a tap, I guess it goes to full screen, so you don't have the bars anymore. So that's kind of cool, and that's good for us too as designers, because I feel like we run into that all the time at work, where we're designing.
Do you use landscape on your phone?
I don't, but a lot of our sites that we build are built for landscape, so when you get to it in portrait, it tells you to turn your device to landscape to use it. Which I don't know if is the best functionality, but it makes sense because they're trying to give you the best experience, you know? And then the other big thing that they added was offline reading lists. You can set up a reading list, it will pre-cache it, and then you can read it anytime, whether you're on 3G or connected at all, or you could just be offline.
You just save the stuff in advance, and then if you know, like, if you're on an airplane or wherever, you know there's not going to be reception and you just want to save some goodies for yourself to look at later,
yeah,
you can set all that stuff up. It's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, and then they also added something with accessibility for blind people and stuff. I don't know. Do you remember anything about this?
I think it works with Siri.
Yeah.
I believe Siri does something.
That's a big thing now, Siri too. I didn't even bring that up, but I'm pretty hyped on. When I first heard about Siri, the one thing that I was hyped about was that I could open apps with Siri. Now that's actually possible.
Yeah, it wasn't possible before, and they kind of didn't really say that too much. It was almost like a little bit hidden.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Siri was pretty cool at first, but she was very limited to the tasks that she could do. But now they added, now you can do a whole bunch of stuff with Siri, right? She'll tell you the sports, different sporting events. You can open up applications just by telling her, hey Siri, open up notes, and she'll just open it right from the...
Yeah, I'm thinking that Siri, we're going to see every year Siri get a little bit smarter, which is good. I think that's cool.
Seriously?
Seriously, it's crazy. You've been trying to use that joke forever.
It was good timing.
It was alright, I knew that. But yeah, so now it's sports, restaurants, movies. It knows a little more. And it can open apps, which is cool.
Yeah.
You know, we're down with that. There's something else.
And when it has restaurants, it shows reviews of the restaurants and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They partner up with, what's that company that I couldn't remember the other day?
Yelp. Yeah, they partner up with Yelp, and then Siri...
You said it all nice this time, but last time you were like, I'm not telling you, but whatever rhymes with help.
Yeah, I had to like test you, because like you were just like, what's that company? Like I think I make it too easy sometimes.
And now you said it all nice.
Yeah, well, because I didn't want to sit here and go through that 10-minute game of you trying to figure it out on the show. That's 10 minutes.
That's true. 10 minutes is a lot. In 10 minutes, you can like eat 10 Jumbo Jacks or something.
Can you eat 10 Jumbo Jacks?
With no ketchup.
A Jumbo Jack every minute? That's kind of a lot.
Well, they used to be 99 cents, and now they're like $1.29.
I'm glad you work out, man, because... Man,
no, I don't eat that.
You'd be big.
I really like hamburgers, but I can't...
You like good hamburgers. And Siri also has a ton of languages added too, which is really cool. So
Chinese and stuff.
Yeah. So that's iOS 6.0, and then we talked about the Retina display a little bit on the new MacBook Pros.
Well, they have also something we didn't bring up. It has a thing on there you could limit to what you can do on it.
Oh yeah, that's what
What's that
I think
called?
that's what the accessibility. It's
Yeah.
almost like a child-proofing it, right?
Yeah, but it converts your say you want say for students out there listening, they want their iPad to be a portfolio, let's say.
Yeah.
So you can make it where it's literally just a portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
So you show it to people, to potential clients or whatever, and they're looking at your stuff. They can't click the home button or they can't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
They can only look at the portfolio, which makes it...
Yeah, it's pretty genius.
Limiting it makes it stronger in that situation.
Yeah, the thing that they brought up is they brought up the autistic kids,
Yeah.
where they would use it, but they would accidentally hit the home button and then be confused.
Yep.
Now you could disable certain buttons. It's such a simple concept, but it's so amazing.
Yeah, or you don't want maybe your kids to go on certain parts, or certain apps or whatever. You just
you want them just to play this one game or something.
Yeah, like learning games or something.
Yeah. So it's good. It's a good step forward towards getting iPads in schools and getting rid of books or limiting the amount of books so that they can just have one device. It's smart on all fronts, but Apple is definitely doing the right thing, I think, on that front. So we talked about the MacBook Pro, and now OS X Mountain Lion 10.8 is going to be a new one. I don't have much detail on this.
They didn't have too much because it was already pretty much the same stuff that existed. It was just a lot of iCloud integration, and as far as the stuff being new, all the other stuff there was just stuff that existed already.
I think that one thing that they did add was there was something with Twitter. I think it's like you can tweet from anywhere now, and it's like super easy to do now.
No, yeah, but they already announced that like 5 months ago or 4 months ago, whenever they had that coming soon thing.
Oh really? I didn't know. Yeah, I don't know.
They're adding reminders to your desktop as well, and they're adding. They announced the pricing for Mountain Lion. That's cool.
Oh yeah, that's a big deal, right? Because now it's actually cheaper.
Yeah, so it's just $20.
Yeah.
Or it comes on your new computers. It'll just be included already.
Yeah. So if you were to go buy the MacBook Pro right now, you'd probably be fine with. You'll get OS X 10.8
when it comes out.
Which, that was a surprising thing, right? Not the $20.
I thought it was gonna be free actually, because it features not that many features as the last version of the operating system had a lot of new things.
Yeah.
But this one didn't have that many. It's just kind of same things that already exist.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say the surprising thing was that we didn't bring up on the MacBook Pro. That was released the same day as the conference. That was kind of surprising.
Oh yeah, usually they do like a week or something.
Yeah. So that was kind of surprising because there wasn't any major leaks, right? Because they obviously had those in the stores, right?
They had little things here and there, like if you go to Best Buys and all those stores, a lot of them were on sale, so you knew something new was coming.
Yeah.
That's usually how I know there's some new stuff coming. It's like the older stuff would usually be on sale or be cheaper. They're just trying to get rid of the older stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's true. They announced it and like, these are available right now. Whoa.
And everyone was just like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Like, it was pretty awesome. That's what Apple's known for, is basically shoving out products in our faces like in seconds, right when they're announced. So, another thing though, getting off of Apple for a little bit, I know we've been, we gotta give some love.
No, we keep love for our next show.
Yeah, I know. We got to give a little bit of love.
No!
To give it to Microsoft. I know you don't want to, but so we're still coming off the heels of E3 with all the stuff that was announced, and Microsoft was showing off all their smart glass technology and showing everything utilizing this Windows 8 tablet. I thought the Windows 8 tablet was already out, right? But I guess it's not. I guess it's Windows 8 running on a different tablet or something. I'm still a little confused.
Windows 8 is not out yet either, I don't think.
I know, I don't think it's actually live
Windows
either.
Windows 8 there's a beta version, but there's not a...
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, so Microsoft has sent out invites to journalists for a super secret event that's going on Monday, June 18th, around 3:30. And the whole thing is that this was their tagline. They said, they basically said this is how they're enticing journalists to come. As they say, this will be a major announcement, and you won't want to miss it. It's not anything crazy, right? But everyone's saying that they think it's pretty much points to that they're releasing their first tablet, which I think is kind of a big deal because now Microsoft's entering the tablet market, and with their new Windows phones,
and their new operating system coming out too.
Yeah, that's probably what they'll announce too. I think that, but with the new Windows phones, how much better they've gotten, how much cleaner the interface has gotten, how much smoother the whole experience has become. I'm thinking that this could be a really strong contender. The only thing that makes me think it may not be is the size. Have you seen the size of those tablets? They're massive.
I haven't seen how big are they?
They look pretty massive. They're basically like if you were to take like a 15-inch.
Oh, okay. So they're trying to do the biggest tablets possible, maybe.
Because what I think they're going for is they're going for the idea that you take this tablet and you use it on the go, and then you bring it back to a dock, and then you use it as a laptop.
Yeah.
Which is kind of smart, but at the same time, I don't want to carry on a 15-inch tablet.
Yeah, but it's a new demographic as well.
That's true.
It could be.
Because that's the thing that they're also doing is they're doing Windows 8 on everything, not a Windows 8 mobile and a Windows 8. They're doing Windows 8.
Yeah, like you don't have iOS, and you have Snow Leopard, and you have this and that. It's not all these different operating systems. It's just one Windows 8 that works for all
the devices. So it works for your mobile phone, everything. So everything's seamless. You could almost, if you're working on something on your tablet, you could almost transfer it to your desktop.
Very cool.
Seamless.
And I think developers will like that.
Yeah, totally. So I'm kind of psyched on it. I'm not really excited, but I'm intrigued to see what they bring, because Microsoft has been producing better hardware over the past couple of years.
Xbox?
And speaking of Xbox, this is something I didn't really want to bring up, but I'm going to bring it up anyways because it's something simple that we can talk about.
I don't make excuses for bad conversations.
So there's rumors out now that says that the Xbox 720, or whatever it's going to be called, there were some leaked photos of sketches and concepts for new products that are going to be with it. So one of the things was Connect 2, obviously, which is going to be predecessor to their Connect bundle, which is already amazing. We already know that. But augmented reality glasses, which I think is a little odd that we're starting to sell glasses to consumers, but I think that it could be cool. And then there was some other controller thing, I think is what was going on. But I don't know, those are really big rumors. That's like really, really early rumors, and that's one of the reasons I wasn't sure if I wanted to bring it up. But I guess since we're on the topic of Microsoft, if they're starting to produce better hardware, it could be intriguing to see what they bring out.
Do you think we should intentionally leak our StudioDork tablet and then get publicity? Or do we want to not leak that?
I think what we should do is we should invite all of the journalists of the world, all of them, to the mansion in our super secret bunker underneath, where we keep the dork.
Doesn't Batman live there?
No, we kicked him out, dude.
No, that's not Batman, that's Twitter bird backwards, my bad.
Yeah. I guess you can talk about that if you want it.
I don't.
Okay.
But we can still do it. We talked about it last week, I think.
Yeah, so the Microsoft stuff looks kind of cool. We'll see. Only time will tell. I think Microsoft may be making a big push, and hopefully they can make a big move in the market. Because it's good to see competitors, you know? Like, the iPad can't stay on top forever.
That's what's good about America.
Exactly, yeah. So,
seriously. Because your competitors push each other to a you know, you compete with each other and you keep trying to make a better product. And if there was no competitor, then we would...
That's exactly why monopolies aren't allowed.
Even the Simpsons version?
Yeah.
That was fun. I like the Simpsons version of Monopoly.
Yeah, I've never played I played the Star Wars version. We've also played... There's another version I played.
There's like all these different versions.
Yeah, I know.
It's only $9 at Toys R Us.
So we're going to have Monopoly night? Monopoly takes so long now.
I like it.
I mean, it's fun, but holy crap. I mean, of course you like it. Come on. It's like the same reason why I like Settlers of Catan.
I like that game a lot, too.
I know, but it's because it's got money, and there's deals, and there's all kinds of stuff going down. You get to buy stuff and make
You're
deals.
racist!
No.
You're racist to my Judaism!
That's not a race. Sorry. That's a religion. We just got political and crazy.
No, it could be a race, too.
And more people are showing up.
It could be a race, too.
I guess.
What if you're from Israel, and you're I don't know.
Then you're an Israelite. you're not, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be...
I don't know.
It's like saying, like...
Actually, we got an argument about this with a buddy of mine a while back. If that's a race or a religion. Because it could be both.
Technically.
This particular one, it could be both, I believe.
But if you...
I'm not good with geography.
But if you talk like that, then you could say any religion could be...
You don't laugh.
Because you could say that, like, Catholics are a race. But they're not. Or Christians are a race. They're not.
No, that's a religion. Those are both only religions.
I know, but so is... There's no country called Jews. Or Jewish. There's no country called that. And you don't come from a Jewish...
I don't know, we'll see what our listeners think.
Yeah, okay. You guys should let us know, because I've had this conversation with a lot of people.
Let's see who's gonna phone in.
You want? Yeah? I hope Jesus
doesn't
phone in, so be screwed. Yeah.
I wanna see Ted. That movie looks really good.
It does look pretty good. I'm kind of down with it. Ralph Garman's in it too, so
like real quick, like right in the beginning.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a little bit immature, but I think that's what we expect from the guy that created Family Guy and all the shows that he did, you know. So, but it'll be fun. I think the one thing though is that Thunder song in the trailer. I'm not really down with that.
That was funny.
It wasn't, dude. It was just like it was funny for the beginning, but then when they did the end part, I was just like, oh my gosh.
What happened in the end? I forgot.
Where it's just God's farts, is what they said. That was not funny. That was like where I was just like, okay, this is too ridiculous. You've lost
We're
me.
ridiculous when we're not tired like me now.
I know, but
dehydrated.
There was something corny. Are you dehydrated?
Do I seem like it?
No, I'm asking.
I'm telling. Do I seem like it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm a little bit dehydrated.
Well, then drink water. Hurry up.
I am.
Alright, well.
I'm hungry too.
Or maybe you should rock Gatorade or something. You can do avocado as long as you keep drinking, because it has potassium in it. Potassium helps.
I've been
with
eating
hydration and
avocados.
stuff. It's avocado season.
At Subway, but it's not cheaper.
No, of course not.
That is not cool, because they advertise, oh, it's avocado season, blah, blah, blah. And then you go to Subway, cool, avocado season, yeah!
They're just trying to sell more avocados.
And it still costs the same price as it normally would.
It's mainly just because one of those avocados probably costs them a pretty high amount of money. Well, maybe not. It's
$1.59 at Trader Joe's right now, for one.
Yeah, so let's say that they get them for 10 cents, then they gotta charge you that 50 cents to put that onto your sandwich.
$1.50.
It's $1.50 to put it on your sandwich?
I believe so.
Really?
Or something like that.
It's usually, I know it's like 50 cents like to do that or $1 at most restaurants.
Chipotle's like $1.75 or something.
No way, really?
And I usually get it because it tastes so much better.
Huh. But you know that if you get the 3 tacos, you actually get a side of guac for free. Did you know that? I'm serious, I found that out later on because every single time I buy it, the place buy it. Like, the owner of the Chipotle near my work, I started walking in there and she'd be like, do you want your guac? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, you get it for free if you get 3 tacos. And I was like, I didn't know that. So I just get chips.
How much are 3 tacos?
3 tacos are like...
$7?
Like $6, $6, $7.
Our listeners need to know this.
No, of course, yeah.
Even the ones like in countries that don't have Chipotle.
Why not? Chipotle's pretty big. No.
Who owns Chipotle, do you know?
Not McDonald's anymore.
They used to be.
Yeah, they used to, but I think the original owners bought it back from them.
That's like a recent thing, huh?
Yeah. I think we talked about that on the show before.
Did we? I have to listen to that podcast.
Yeah. But yeah, Chipotle, I mean, good example. Chipotle has a really good, their design aesthetic is amazing. Like their bags, I love their bags.
They're really simple. I always like their soda, their can, their
cups.
The cups, yeah, they have like, it looks like almost like handmade typography.
Yeah, and it's just like random words. Like they'll just be like random stuff, you know. It's cool. I do enjoy it. It's almost like they have multiple too, so you could just sit there and just like read different bags. It's fun. Because you know when you go to lunch alone and you have to sit there and you got nothing to do, you just sit there and read your bag. You don't
go to lunch alone too much.
No, I have been recently just because I've been super busy. It's been slammed at work, so it's just like when I'm slammed, I try to get as much work done before I go to lunch. So people go to lunch like 12:30, and I'm just like, you know what, I'd rather just get as much done, get them off to the art directors, and then I go to lunch. So I go to lunch a little later, so I end up going alone. But not a big deal though.
It's a huge deal.
Is it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for shattering my dreams. Yes, you talked about Apple, talked about Microsoft.
Do you know where your deodorant is?
My deodorant is under my arms because that's where it needs to be.
Cool.
But do you want to know something crazier that's going on?
So bad.
Since we're talking about all this tech and stuff that's going on, the Navy is now going to equip their warships with laser weapons. Are we in the future yet? Did that happen?
2012.
So these laser weapons they have average range of 1 mile right now, and they're projecting within the next couple years that they can extend that to 10 miles, which seems kind of crazy. The only problem right now is that these laser weapons are so powerful and they take so much energy that none of the warships are actually equipped to be able to withstand the amount of power that they need to run a laser. So I just felt like bringing that up. I don't know. I thought that was interesting because I feel like I do that all the time. We're like, do we live in the future yet? And I feel like that should just be a segment on the show. I just bring up like random stuff and go, are we living in the future yet? Is that possible? Like, we have a lot of stuff like that, and just with like iOS 6 and all this tech that's going on. I don't know. So
we got. Did you hear about that? We got a second review on iTunes.
Oh yeah, you were talking about it. You want to talk about that a little bit?
That's pretty cool. I like that we got a second review on iTunes.
Yeah, so basically, We like that we got it. It was very detailed. It was very detailed. It was really cool to see what other people think of our show in such detail. Like, kind of like, because remember we were trying to tack down, like, what StudioDork was in, like, almost in, like, a snippet. Like, something that we would just be, like, 11 seconds just say real quick, you know?
Yeah.
This guy basically figured it out in, like, a paragraph. He basically said what we pretty much couldn't.
Say his name. You didn't give him credit.
You want to give him credit? I know you got his name.
You have his name.
I just didn't see you to remember his name. So it's our buddy Elias, right?
Are we saying it correctly?
I'm gonna double check that just because I think I might have just butchered it.
He's like, oh man, I forget these guys. I'm not even listening to them anymore.
I only know
he's listening, right?
I only know his Twitter name. That's why I'm like, okay, let me make sure before.
Should I stall him while you look?
Yeah, do that.
Okay, right. Because this guy walks in the bar.
One of these days you're gonna do something better and you're gonna realize that your life is more than a guy walking into a bar. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
He wasn't even 21.
You have to be 21 to hurt yourself?
No, to go in the bar.
Fantastic.
You still haven't found it?
I'm almost there. Give me a second.
I heard you ran like 6.
I ran 7.5 miles this morning.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
Or on the streets, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that is where on the street. I'm thinking about picking up another marathon this year.
They're not heavy?
They're rather heavy on my mind, but not physically.
Okay.
So yeah, this dude, he went by his Twitter name, so it's Alithius, but pretty sure his name is Elias. But yeah, so he's just, I mean, thank you, I guess, right?
Yeah, thank you for the review. I appreciate that, bro.
It was pretty awesome. I mean, he basically, like I said, he detailed out basically what we couldn't figure out what the show was for a long time. Or we kind of knew what we wanted it to be, we couldn't explain it in words. He kind of did it, almost. Which is cool. And
he gave us 4 stars.
Yeah, so it's not 5, so, you know, what can we do to get that 5?
Oh yeah, what can we do to get that? Oh, it's such a good
That is a good, important
Let us know, what can we do to get that 5th star?
Yeah.
I know what they're going to say.
What are they going to say?
Replace Gary.
You know, I was going to say the same thing? So crazy. I'm just kidding. Your face dropped, so I was like, oh.
Like it's hot?
Yeah, definitely like it's hot. Because it's kind of a hot day out.
It is.
It's fine.
Hey, typography treatment.
Typography treatment?
Just typography treatment.
Title treatment?
No, typography treatment.
Okay, what do you got?
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, so at work, actually, I'm updating the website actually as well for like our corporate site.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just something I'm doing as like a side thing with all the other different tasks going on. But there's one thing, we updated some stuff on our features page.
Mm-hmm.
And I was working directly with the copywriter at work.
Yeah.
And I did some line breaks in specific places so it would look visually attractive and it would make sense.
Yeah.
But then we had a little bit of a debate over if the line breaks shouldn't be broken in those particular places because it won't. I don't know. So I don't know. We really didn't meet kind of in the middle. I just kind of left it at to just keep it at how he wanted to do it, which is fine. It's not It's not too much of a big deal since the site is getting updated anyways.
Yeah.
Like, what am I talking about? I don't know.
I have no idea. No, so the line break stuff, yeah. Thing.
Yeah, so like, say you have a sentence,
yeah,
and the sentence has 2 lines,
and
then you have another section, and you have another sentence that has 3 lines, then another one after that, and it has 1 line,
yeah,
then another sentence after that, and it has, actually these are bullets, not sentences, and I would like them to all kind of look like they're the same amount of lines, or at least have the same amount of spacing.
Okay.
It makes sense.
I understand what you're saying. So you want the bullets themselves to be the same spacing, right?
Yeah, the bullets themselves should be the same on each section to be separate. What? Does that make sense?
I understand. So you're basically creating sections, and they're each bullets. Yeah. So.
But I was talking to the copywriter, and he was explaining to me that why am I breaking it there and there and there, and I was explaining why, and then we just had an agreement about it and talked about it, and we decided we decided to just not break the lines there. But it's still, I don't know, we'll see. But it makes sense for it to have the same spacing to me.
Yeah.
Obviously, it depends on each situation. The situation will dictate themselves. But normally, that's how I would like to do it. I like things like that to have an even amount of space. Like in a nav bar or whatever, and you have text or whatever, I don't like them to all have their own... Like usually for each... Like say in a nav bar you have a home, for example, and you have contact, and you have about and whatever. I don't like each... Let's say you have buttons or something on top. I don't like each button to be its own size. I like all... Let's say there's 5. I like all 5 buttons to be the same exact size, and then the text to be on top of that, and those things to be probably different depending on, what text is there.
It makes
in
sense.
Most situations.
Yeah, it makes sense for buttons. I guess it makes sense for the bullet point.
I use the buttons as an example because I don't know how clear I was with my explanation.
No, I understand. So I feel like it works. The bullets work, but then those bullets are within another section, so they're spacing. So I guess it makes sense. The only thing that would suck is if you have the spacing set up for all of them to be kind of even, and then you have one that has one line, and the other ones have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so if you have one line, so what I was doing was I was breaking that sentence in some place
to
make it so it wouldn't have the one line.
I see now, I was confused. Okay. I don't know, I have no solution. But that's a good story, though.
Yeah, right. The solution was to break it up in certain places so it would have 2 lines now instead of 1.
You couldn't go to your copywriter and have him add characters?
Yeah.
We do that.
No, you said you had no solution.
I'm just saying we do that at work sometimes.
That's something that I would do, except for the fact that this is going to get updated anyways. So
okay. I understand now. Full circle. Figured it out. Awesome. I was half listening when you originally explained it, so.
I noticed.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for me? Because if you do, I'll only be half listening.
Yeah? Alright. Have you seen this movie yet?
Yeah.
Safety Not Guaranteed?
I say yeah.
Yes, you have seen it?
What's that? Is it a Flixnet?
No, I haven't seen it either. It's in limited release. It's only in 3 theaters in LA, and one of them happens to be pretty near our place.
Okay, let's give them clues.
Well, what's cool about this...
Now we're gonna get murdered by designers.
Are we? Okay. Photoshop murdered. It's alright, dude. I can just... I don't know.
We'll just mask it out.
Patch it up. It's fine. Patch tool. I don't know why you'd ever use it, but it's okay. But yeah, no, this movie's cool. What it is basically, it's about a true story, kind of. Well, sort of a true story. So it's based off of, there was an ad in Seattle, Washington. This guy put an ad in the classifieds basically saying, like, I need a partner to time travel. I've done this before. Bring your own weapons, and your safety is not guaranteed. So the guy, this is a real thing. The guy actually put that ad in the classifieds, and everyone thought it was like a joke, right? So this newspaper was having a slow news day, and they were just like... This happened
in real life?
This happened in real life. So this part did, this setup did. The actual movie, like, it's adapted from this story from this guy. So basically, then this guy decides, like, I see this ad, I think it's funny, can I take a couple interns, I'm going to go ahead and go find this guy and figure out if he's for real. Just because I kind of just want to see how ridiculous this is. And so then they do that. So in the movie, the guy takes 2 interns, he takes them off to go find this guy. They find this guy, and they start to become friends with him, and they realize that he actually thinks that he can go back in time, and so his thing is that he decides that he's going to train one of them to, like, go back in time with him, and then they start to find out all this stuff about this dude, like, that these guys in suits are following him. There's all this stuff going on, and we don't know what's going on, but the movie isn't actually really 100% about that guy. It's actually about one of the interns is, like, this Indian guy that he's never had a girlfriend before, and all he's ever done is worked in his life and stuff, so then it's kind of about a coming of age for him, like, with the whole sexuality thing and stuff like that, and then the other guy, like, the main guy, he has, like, an ex-girlfriend that he let go a long time ago that happens to live in the same city as this guy. Huh?
He let her go?
No, he let her go, like, you know what I mean, like, they broke up, and he just didn't fight for her, he just decided that he was just gonna, like, just move on. And so,
that sounds really good, man. You're just a really good describer.
But it looks really good. So what I'm saying is that it's such a limited release right now that people need to go out and watch this movie because I've heard nothing but amazing things about it. And if we want a full release...
Let's go see it.
So, I'm down to go see it. Not tomorrow, I got something going on. Maybe next week, if you want to. It's in theaters for a couple weeks, so...
But it's out already?
Yeah, it came out, I think, last week is when it came out. And it's in 3 theaters out here, and I think a couple theaters in New York. And that's it, pretty much. It's like 5 or 6 theaters.
Let's go see New York.
You want to go to New York? Alright, let's do it, man. I've never been in New York. Let's do it. How much do you think it would cost to do it in New York, realistically?
$300?
You think so? That's one-way trip, though, right? So we just go and have to live there. But yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up because I think it sounds like a really cool concept, and I think it's going to be really cool. And the actual guy that wrote the ad makes a cameo in the movie because he sold the rights to his story to the studio. So that's how you know. It's
how much did he sell his rights?
I don't know. I heard about it on Kevin and Bean because they were pushing it because they're friends with someone that worked on the film or something. So, but it looks pretty cool.
Sounds really cool. I wonder if he actually goes back in time.
I don't know. That might be the twist where it was like, this is not based on true events because the guy did not go back in time.
Well, how do you know that can't really happen?
Because science has already dictated that going back in time is impossible, going forward is possible. And that's because you can bend time and space to go forward, but it's impossible to bend it to go back. Because you can get into a spaceship, go up into space, and then when you're in space you can go super, super fast far away, and then come back, and then you technically would go forward in time. It's something like that. Yep. Because you're bending space and time. But the other thing that is interesting about that, so there's this thing that I read about the other day.
Stop reading.
Sorry, I can't help it. About these black holes that are now like...
Stop being racist.
So these two black holes met, and they basically engulfed each other and exploded. And now they created this new form of black hole that like we think it existed, but now we actually know that it does. They're invisible black holes that are moving at millions of miles per hour and just gobbling up stuff. And so like you can't see them, they're like ninjas. They're like space's ninjas. But the thing that was crazy was that they experienced this event of these two black holes doing this like swirling thing and then coming together and forming one of these ninja black holes. Sorry, ninja black holes is kind of awesome. But so they experienced this event like a couple weeks ago, but what they had, when I was reading the article, when they actually we saw it, right? Technically they were looking back in time because that was so many light years away that actually that black hole event actually happened billions of years ago. But we're looking back at it. So we can't travel back in time, but we can look back
in time. Check this out.
Yeah? What do you got?
What if you go forward in time, but you go so much forward that it starts over?
That time starts over?
Mm-hmm. Time starts over and then you're technically coming back in time.
I don't think that's possible. Because you're thinking that there's an end in time, but there's no end.
Nobody knows.
I know, but technically, based on what we know, is that time never ends.
If you put two parallel lines.
If you put two parallel lines, they go on for infinity parallel.
They never touch. Eventually, somewhere.
There's theories that they do, but if they're perfectly parallel, they should never ever touch.
So, yeah, there's two mathematicians. I don't know either one of their names, but one of them are saying that eventually they'll touch.
Yeah.
Or they touch somewhere in the beginning, so they're going away.
But if they're
But
if they're truly parallel,
they'll never touch.
They'll never touch. That's the thing. So there is.
It's a debate.
I mean, yeah, you look at there's two streets that run by our house that they touch at some point, but I don't think they're ever parallel.
Hey.
Just saying, you know.
Hey.
Why is that a big deal? It's not a big deal.
There's no other two. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a ton. The grading system in LA is very crazy. So, but yeah, so. That was crazy. We went from Apple to Microsoft to movies and then into science.
Hopefully I'll be able to shoot a logo on my camera so we could tell our viewers how I'm liking it and stuff.
Yeah, hopefully. You get to do something like that. Hopefully we don't drop in water or anything.
It's okay.
A puddle down the road or something.
It's okay.
Speaking of that though, I know that we're like coming near the end of the show, but so we talked about Jesse's camera is fine, or my friend's camera is fine. But someone recommended this place to her called Liquipel. Have you ever heard of Liquipel? They're actually located out here in Southern California.
What do they do?
So, I'm not sure how exactly this works.
Do they rent out lenses?
No. So it doesn't work for cameras. It works for phones, though. Well, supposedly it works for phones. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos that proves that it doesn't work. But what they do is, I don't know if you buy the phone, or you buy it through them, or if you buy it yourself and then send it to them. But they there's like this chamber. It's this technology they developed where they put your phone in this chamber, and then they release this smoke into the chamber, and the smoke is like all these particles, and then they superheat those particles, and what they do is they chemically bond to the phone, making it 100% waterproof, and it looks really cool, and the technology seems really, really cool. The only problem is I've seen a lot of YouTube videos where people are testing it, where they'll put the phone into, like one guy, he turned his camera on, and he started filming a video. He put it into a glass, and then he poured water into the glass, and the phone stayed on for a little bit, and then out of nowhere it just turned off. And then he shut off the video, so I'm pretty sure his phone was messed up.
That's how it ends?
Yeah, but
funny.
but at trade shows and stuff, they always show, like, they'll have, like, a plate of water, and they'll put the phone in it and pour water on top of it, and the phone will stay on. So I think it might have limited functionality still, but I still think it's a cool, like, that.
How much does that service cost?
I'm not sure how much it costs.
Very cool, good topic.
I think Liquipel, definitely check it out. I think it's liquipel.com. If it's not, you can probably just look it up, or just find it in the show notes. I'll put a link to it. But definitely, next time you get your phone, try it. I'd be down to try it, not maybe with one of the older iPhones that we have, because we have a couple, right? I'd be down to try it just to see.
If it's like $20.
Yeah, but I kind of wish.
If it's like $100, $100 just to try something. I don't know.
That's true, but the listeners, they want to know if Liquipel works. I think it's inconsistent. I think the technology may be inconsistent. That may be why, like, it works so well at the trade show, but then for, like, a regular consumer, it may not work.
If it's about $20 to do it, which I don't think it will be, it's worth it to do it. Even if it doesn't waterproof your stuff 100%, it's still probably waterproof it better than it, better than it would, how it would be by default.
I think what's crazier about it is that they say that your phone doesn't feel any different. You would think, like, if they're coating it with something, it would feel different, but it's on a chemical, like on a molecular level. It's kind of, I don't know. That was crazy, and I thought I'd bring it up. It wasn't a topic I was going to bring up, but I just thought of it because we were talking about dropping everything in water, so. But I think we're pretty much done, right?
I think so.
Alright, cool. So let me wrap it up real quick. So they should go to Facebook, facebook.com/StudioDork. Check out.
Why would they go there?
Because we got all this great content coming up all the time. Like, stuff's going on.
Are we going to inspire them or something?
Yeah, they might get inspirations. They might get some free stuff. Brushes, textures, maybe some seamless patterns coming down the road. You never know. And then also check out Twitter. You get all that same content goes on Twitter as well. If Facebook ain't your fancy, go to Twitter. You can do that.
I don't like it.
I know you don't like it, but it's fine. It works out. I tried really hard to get that, okay? And then Google Plus, you get the same content there. If maybe you love Google Plus, but you don't like either of those two sources. Maybe you like all of them, you just want to follow up all of them. Definitely check us out on there. Follow us. You get tons of content on there. You check us out on YouTube. You can get all the shows, past and present shows of the StudioDork Podcast. We have some video content coming soon, especially because you got your camera. So now we're going to start doing some stuff with that. And subscribe and follow on that. And then iTunes. We got an awesome review this week. And
no, actually, we got that review like 3 months ago or something. You just never noticed it. It was like in May or something.
Yeah, it was May. I just realized that. Okay, so we got it last month. Yeah.
But neither of us noticed it until... Because it's like you don't get an email or anything. It just stays there.
It's kind of weird. The whole iTunes system is a little bit weird, but it's okay, though. We'll just have to keep a look at it, just in case. But definitely leave us a review if you get a chance. Elias, he left us a 4-star review. If you agree with him, just go on there and write a 4-star review of I agree with the guy above. And then try to answer the question of why you don't think that we should have the 5th star. Because the whole point of the reviews is not that we want... The whole point is that we want the feedback. It'd be nice to get more reviews because then people would maybe see the show more because they get more traction on iTunes, but the whole point is that we want the feedback. We want to try to make the show as best as possible. And if that requires you to write a review, please do. And that's pretty much it.
Should we both go leave reviews for us?
We can leave. You want to do that? I'll just leave fake reviews and just say I agree with that guy above. But
no, we'll say who we really are. It won't be fake.
Do you think so? You want to do that?
No, I'm just kidding.
That might be funny though. Be like these guys, No, we should review each other. So I'll go on there and write a review just about you, and then you go on there and write a review just about me.
I like that idea until the part where at least you write about me something.
Or we should go on there and write reviews for other shows. Like we should be like, Tiesto's really good. That would actually be awesome. Can you guys do that? Just write reviews for other shows on our review section. Oh, I'm actually down with that concept. That's something that someone would say on Reddit, which I'm down with. So
we need to probably make a Pinterest, specifically for StudioDork.
We can.
I have to think about that.
We have the On Wander account,
for our woman demographic.
Yeah, our woman, as in the one that maybe listens.
No, well, because a lot of women use.
Yeah, I'm saying listen to our show, and But I'm sure that we've got some women that follow us on... I mean, they do on Twitter. I know there's a couple on Twitter that do.
But in general, Pinterest is being used primarily by females, right?
Yeah, we probably should do Instagram, too. That's another thing we've been told a bunch of times, and I'm realizing more and more that's kind of a big deal, is Instagram and Pinterest.
I think Pinterest before Instagram, for the stuff that we're doing.
Yeah, but... Yeah, probably. I think the Instagram thing is when we start producing more original content,
exactly.
like actual...
I agree.
Yeah, so... but yeah. So,
alright, guys, peace!
So if you guys can search us on Instagram...
Wait, what?
Instagram and Pinterest. Search them still.
No.
Because if I say that, then you have to go make the account.
No,
yeah, has to happen.
No. Not yet.
Not yet. Well, take us out, Gary.
To the ball game?
Take us out to
the ball game. Hey, come on, man.
I don't know what you're saying.
Alright, guys, thank you so much for listening to the StudioDork Podcast. We really appreciate you listening to us.
Yeah, totally.
And we will talk to you guys later.
Yeah, next week.
Peace.
How many people do you think are out there?
I don't know.
What do you think they think we're doing here?
I don't know. Whatever.
We're designing, of course.
Yes.
We're
A podcast.
yeah, we're designing a podcast.
So, hiking.
Yeah.
Where? What's your idea?
Well, my idea was to actually go somewhere really far. It's like right outside Oxnard.
Let's go.
It's like an hour away though.
So what?
I'm just saying, like, we're not gonna really get much out of it.
Oh,
It's
there'll
already,
be animals there, huh?
not only that, it's just
Never mind.
really late already. So it's just like if we go out there now, we won't get there until like 7, and then we'll maybe hang out for an hour. Do an hour drive to hang out for an hour.
I don't know.
We can find something closer. I know there's stuff like in Santa Monica if you want to try and do that. That'd be a little bit closer.
No, I like the idea of going somewhere and don't really go. Oh, there's also something in, like, more towards Hollywood area or something like that.
The point is why I want to go hiking. Like, the place that I go near Oxnard, the reason I like that place is it's so far away from the city that, like, there's not that many people, and the only people that are really out there are the people that really want to be out there, and so they're all really nice. It's, like, kind of like almost like, I feel like if you're near a city, like, the Griffith Observatory or something, people talk about going there and hiking or whatever, or going to running. There's tons of people there because we're near the city, and not everyone really wants to be there. They're there because they want to work out, they don't want to work out near their place or something. So it's not like, I don't know, I just feel like when you're further away and you're more in nature, you get the real people that
What
want to
about
be
the
out
time?
there.
Where's a good place to go shoot some pics?
I don't know, it's your city, man.
You're gonna flip it on me, flip mode, flip mode's the greatest.
Yeah, I can look up some places. So
While recording?
Yeah, you can why not? So I'm on, so I have to do the play-by-play. I can't find your mouse.
I'm holding it.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna look it up, so...
How many minutes have we recorded?
I'm in the Chrome. It's alright, I don't care. So I open Chrome, we're gonna go to Modern Hiker.
Whoa, we're at an hour 15.
That's fine, whatever. It's cool.
We should, like, make it into 2 episodes and then sell the other one.
It's not necessary.
We need a PayPal.
Dude, do you need a DIY tripod? Because I just found one that they use
Make
in
us
Modern.
Alvin.
Yeah?
Just Alvin. Not the legit, but just Alvin.
So it's just one of us, like...
Yes.
That could be. There we go, I found it.
So what's been going on?
Nothing, man. Just hiking.
Feeling hydrated, dog.
Well, you know, that's what happens when you go out.
No, but I didn't do anything that would make me dehydrated.
So you didn't work out? So Santa Monica Mountains. Have you ever been to... Well, I guess that's actually because this is the one that I go to. And that one is in the Santa Monica Mountains, but this one may be closer. I don't know, this is how I found out about this. I just typed in cool hiking
Yeah, but what's a
spots in
good
LA.
thing there to, like, really take pictures? Oh, mountain, oh, leaf, like...
I don't know, what do you expect to see when you go out to...
I don't know.
It's very nature, I mean...
I want the pictures of the cool things.
I mean, there's a
Like
couple...
my professional terminology.
It's super amazing. Well, the thing about it, all the other photos that we've taken for StudioDork, they've all been in the city. So this might be a little bit change of pace, you know. There was
No,
another.
just some stuff like in the desert a little bit.
There was another one of these that was actually, it was like ruins to a mansion as well. I don't remember which one it was though. But I don't know how late some of these are open. That's the other big thing. That's why I would rather just go like super early in the morning and just do it. But I'm more in it not to shoot photos. I'm more in it to like do the 20-mile hike or something. You know, like I'm more in it to do that because I was looking. There's this other thing that I found out. This place or this new thing, kind of like marathoning, but for backpacking. It's called fast packing.
What does it mean, backpacking?
Like you go, like you know when you go camping in a backpack and you have like a tent and all this stuff. So you have to basically keep all the supplies you're gonna need in a backpack and you basically travel. Well, this thing called fast packing. It sounds super cool. So it's a normal thing that people already do, and it's basically just like you're going out and camping, but you're trying to travel a distance at a speed. So this thing called fast packing. So there's this event called Fast Packing X, I think is what it's called. And so for over 2 days, you travel 50 miles, and you have to be self-sustainable, and you have to actually navigate. So you have to bring maps and compasses, and you have to navigate your way through. It seems super awesome, and it's like these 2-man teams, and so I've been like, I talked to someone in the Navy doing it, so I might start trying to do that, because that seems like that would be fun.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I don't know, where do you want to go?
We'll see what's up, but I forgot that we're still recording.
Yeah? Why? Why'd you forget?
I don't know.
Okay, we can shut off, because I think you're acting weird now.
Huh?
Yeah, you're acting weird. You're acting weird.
Wait, that's it.
You're acting weird. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Alright, I like to make a toast.
Yeah. To all the single ladies.
No, I don't know. I couldn't think of any thing else.
You and you Russians, all your toasts.
You are
Toast to
not
health.
You not sound like podcast version camera.
Yeah, I know. I almost cast it. It was really bad. Yeah.